This is Tag Talks with June Horn, the CEO and founder of Transition Advisor Group. Join June for insightful conversations about how to successfully chart your retirement journey.
Welcome into another edition of Tag Talks. Thanks for hanging out with June and I here as we talk investing, finance, and retirement. June, how you doing this week?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to talk with you. Looking forward to talking with you about all this good stuff. Let me ask you, it's been, you probably heard this. Many people have heard this. That's, it's said that if you don't have an income plan, you don't really have, a retirement plan or an overall plan for your finance in general. Do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, I do. And there's a lot of people that do go into retirement that don't really have a plan. They just go in with a hope that everything's going to be okay.
Okay, that's going to be hard to do because you've been doing this. What have you been doing this about? Almost 20 years, right?
20 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So think about your current clients. We'll kind of shrink that pile down a little bit.
Okay.
And try to remember, like when folks come in, you kind of touched on this already, but what percentage would you say of those folks when they first come to see you do have some kind of an income plan?
Very few. If it's 10%, I really would be surprised to really have a complete plan. Now, they have plans as far as, they may have put money into the 401ks or they may have some savings. But to take all of that and put it into a plan on how they are actually going to use that and have guaranteed income with it that they don't have to worry about markets are up, the markets are down, but to really get a guaranteed income, very few have that. So that's a real important part for me. Actually, that's the beginning of making a plan for retirement because like you said earlier, without income, there's no retirement.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people, right, that's the hurdle too, is like, okay, I got this collection of stuff. What do I do with it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. And why do you think that it is that we're so unprepared? I mean, I'm 52 years old, June. I'm a child of I went to high school in the 80s, and I don't think it's changed much since then. We don't do the greatest job in the world of financial education. We tend to kind of have these rules of thumb and we all kind of hear them and we just kind of do them. You kind of think maybe that's why we're so unprepared in the retirement conversation, because we're kind of told, go to work, pump into a 401k, and then you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. And that's just not really the case anymore.
No, it's not. It really is not. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes it's just they don't know where to start. Sometimes I think it's a fear factor because they'll say to me, am I going to have enough money to live the rest of my life? And so we have to put a pen and pencil to that, put it into a program. And we use a program for retirement software program. And we take it out to like 100, 110 and say, hey, this is where it's going to be. And are you going to have enough money or are you going to run out? And if you're going to run out, you need to save stronger right now. So the only reason is that I think they're confused and don't know where to start to figure it all out or, for a fear. Yeah.
What steps should people take to put together an effective retirement strategy? Give us a couple of bullet points, if you will.
Well, the first thing we do is we want to make sure that we have what kind of investments do you have? Are they qualified? Are they going to be taxable? We want to make sure we look at what's their tax going to be looking like when they retire and expenses. Somebody said to me, how much money do I need to retire? And it's not always how much money you have, but it's how much are you planning on spending? Yeah. People say, I'm going to spend $20,000 a year on traveling, but they don't have a lot of expenses to back that up or a lot of investments to back that up.
A lot of assets.
So that's right. That all has to balance out. So that's where we come in. And so your assets, let's get them in order, see what the best way to pull them out are. And then what are your plans for retirement? Yeah. Do you want to travel? But we need to know what your expenses are going to be. That's so important. But remember, it's your plan though, too. It's your plan, not my plan. I ask for their goals, their needs, and their desires. That's where we start. Yep. And then I know where they're coming from. And then I can take the numbers and see if we can make them work. And if we can't, I'm upfront with you. And if we can, you'll see that as well.
Yeah, and that's what the point of reviews and annual reviews and things are about too. Because as you're moving, you can go, okay, we got to make some changes because we need to do this or tackle that, and because there's only really three things that you can do in order to change the thing. You can either make more, spend less, right? Yes. Or save more. When you look at the analysis, you go, okay, well, let's see how much do you make during the course of the year? And where, what did you save? And it's like, oh, well, we don't really spend that much, especially when they're trying to do that monthly income. Well, we could get by on $5,000 a month. We'll just use that as an arbitrary number. And you go look at it and you go, okay, cool. Well, you bring in 8. So did you save the other 3? Well, no. Okay, well, then where is it? Well, I didn't spend it. Well, yes, you did.
Yeah. And they don't know where. A lot of times people don't know where it is. And healthcare is something else you need to really take consideration into consideration is healthcare, because that's an unknown many times.
Retirement planning can seem daunting, but with the right tools, it's a journey to look forward to. Introducing the Retirement Transition Success Kit from Transition Advisor Group, designed to navigate the crucial aspects of retirement planning. This free kit helps with determining the ideal retirement age, creating reliable income, reducing taxes, and optimizing Social Security benefits. Simple, practical, and essential for anyone nearing retirement. Get the guidance you need for a stress-free retirement. Visit tab-pa.com or visit the link in the show description and request your free Retirement Transition Success Kit. Empower your retirement with the expertise of June Horn and Transition Advisor Group, charting your retirement journey.
You talked about how you kind of get started. How do you work people through that process? What's that look like for folks? Because usually it takes a couple meetings, I'm assuming.
Right. The first meeting, we sit down, we get to know each other. I gather all the information that you possibly can give me. And there might be some things that you don't have. So we have you get those to me. Once I get the plan together, we have a second meeting. And we take time to go over that with a fine-tooth comb with you. And then that'll tell us, where are you now? Where do you want to go? And what do we need to do to get you where you want to go and through retirement? So again, we don't just help you to retirement. We want to help you and be here for you through retirement. So, and then after we know what we need to do, then we can start helping you to implement and do the plan and complete the plan. And then we put it together in a binder, and that's your little binder. That's your book. That's your Bible, your investment Bible, your retirement Bible, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And then every 6 months, we like to get together and we review that to make sure, because you know what? Life events happen all the time. And we want to make sure you're prepared for those life events.
Clarity, I think, is the big key, right? Mm-hmm. When you're working with a financial professional, it's got to resonate with you. We talked about that on our initial podcast, and that's going to be a theme I'm sure we come back to often, because you want to work with somebody that, that gets you and you get them, right?
That's right. That's right.
We could automation right now and AI and this, that, and the other. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's so many things we could just go do online if we really wanted to. But I think there's certain industries where you still want to see a person and talk to a person. And I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think that you're absolutely correct, because, I've had people come into my office after the first appointment and they'll go like, you're the one I want to work with. We visited other planners, and there's nothing wrong with those planners, but they can connect with me a little bit better. And the women a lot of times are like that. I just had a lady in my office this past week, and she said, I want to work with you because, you understand me. And I had been to 2 other planners, but it wasn't like I wasn't getting through to them. They understand me. And that's why I think I have a large women following with my company, simply because I'm a woman. And, woman to woman is a lot, sometimes very easy to work with me or talk with me, whatever. And another area is divorcees. I have been through a divorce, so they communicate with me, and they know I understand that part of it too. Another area that I really connect with folks, and the one that was in the other day, is she had an ill parent. And I went through that with my mother and my sister. Actually, for 4 years, I took care of them because I didn't want to put them in a nursing home,
Yeah.
So little things like that will connect us in a strange way sometimes, or,
But
So,
it also really helps too on the financial side, because then you've got that financial backing to go, okay, hey, I've been there in the trenches on this life event. And I've learned some lessons, I can kind of share that with you and see how it might help, your specific financial situation. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, that's why we always say it. And you mentioned earlier, someone coming by and said, look, I've talked to other advisors and they were fine, but I kind of resonated with you. That's why so many advisors offer that complimentary consultation so that you can get to know them. It's not just like, it's not like this podcast and things that different financial professionals do. It's not designed to turn every listener into a client. It's got to be a good fit both ways, right?
That's
It's got to work for us as the client and you as the professional. So
absolutely.
I think that's a fair statement, right? So if you do need help,
sure is.
reach out, get on the counter, reach out to June and have a conversation. As she said, she's licensed in several states. So if you need some help, you're checking this out on something like YouTube or whatever, give her a call, reach out to her. You can find the information. We'll have it up on the screen. But it is tag-pa.com, TAG-PA.com, or you can call her at 717-718-5790. Again, we'll have that stuff pop up on the screen for those folks watching. And don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple and Spotify and YouTube and all that good stuff. And we'll be back with more episodes in the future here on Tag Talks with June Horn. June, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Mark. Have a good day.
You as well. We'll see you next time right here on the podcast.
Thanks for joining us on Tag Talks. Don't forget to like today's video and subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcasting app so you never miss an episode. And if you have any questions, call Transition Advisor Group at 717-718-5790 and connect online at tag-pa.com. Transition Advisor Group, tag-pa, is a company that includes Transition Planning Associates, an insurance brokerage. Our company provides retirement income planning expertise to individuals and businesses in central Pennsylvania, plus licensed in Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Texas. Transition Advisor Group will help you potentially protect your assets, increase your income, reduce your taxes, provide growth with stability and income you cannot outlive. We at Transition Advisor Group partner with you to put all the proper income planning steps in place for a successful retirement. Licensed insurance professional. Provided content is for overview and informational purposes only and is not intended and should not be relied upon as individualized tax, legal, fiduciary, or investment advice. By contacting us, downloading booklets, or attending events, you may be offered a meeting to discuss how our insurance and other services can meet your retirement needs. The presenters of this information are not associated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. The information contained herein is based on our understanding of current tax law. The tax and legislative information may be subject to change and different interpretations. We recommend that you seek professional tax advice for applicability to your personal situation.